Hey folks, welcome back to another Palm Mass video, and today we have the new, I guess, Select Scout for the seasonal units, and this one's actually slightly interesting, because, like, initially I was wondering, alright, so they have Valentine's Marnie, Holiday Leon, and New Year's Volkner on the, like, banner picture. Okay, what are the units gonna be? Alright, is it gonna be just the new last three, I guess, starting from Valentine's, the last three seasonal for that? No, they have every single seasonal like ever in here. So okay, I mean, well, the ones before the before summer, right? So all the seasonals from Valentine's 2022 and before. So yeah, that's a lot of freaking seasonals. Do I need to go over all of them one by one? We probably don't have time to, but if you're looking for any advice, first of all, just pick your favorite, I'd say, right? I mean, you're spending money, like, just might as well pick your favorite. But outside of that, right, if you're looking for, all right, a good unit here, all right. Let's first talk about the ones you should probably avoid first, right? Again, nothing against these characters, but number one, probably avoid Summer Lyra, not very good. Number two, probably avoid Fall Acerola, also not very good. Avoid Holiday Erica, also not doing well. Holiday Skyla, also avoid, because you can't run Holiday Skyla with any Skyla who has Flying Zone, right? Let's see. Hilbert is not the worst, but I really wouldn't go for him, honestly. Summer Steven wouldn't really go for him either. Caitlyn is definitely a nice one. Fall Caitlyn is definitely a nice one to pick up. Seabold wouldn't go for him either. I mean, water types, come on, right? Rosa, really wouldn't go for Rosa either, honestly. She's fine and all, but it's like there's better like Hail Setters, there's better units that buff a lot of different stats. Lance and Gyarados, if you're really down bad on flying types, okay, but otherwise, I mean, if you have like any Skyla and just like any flying type unit, including like Zinnia, who is like free, right? I don't think that's that big of a deal. New Year Sabrina, she's alright. She's pretty good. I mean, if you want to, like, you know, an end of the line sort of special support, she's really good, right? But it's just that, like, in terms of like special supports, if you have enough good ones, right? If you have like SS Chris, SS Brendan, the likes of those. If you have enough of those, I don't think she's like that, you know, much of a priority. But if you don't and you really need a special support, she could be a really nice option here. Volkner, oh my goodness, this guy was a pull of a lifetime. Like, the more the more I use him, the more, you know, I feel grateful for this unit existing, because, like, mostly because electric type damage dealers in this game are so bad. And then he's just so nice and like modern. He's just like, all the other electric type damage dealers are stuck in like 2019, right? And then he's like an actual like modern damage dealer, and he's really freaking good for that one purpose. So that means you should, you know, pick New Year's Volkner, right? No, unless for some reason you just really don't want to pull for the upcoming, you know, Pikachus. But we're getting upcoming anniversary level, you know, Master Fair electric type damage dealers, right? Yet to see if Red is going to be a damage dealer, but, you know, at least Ash is confirmed to be a striker Pikachu, right? So I'm not going to say Pikachu's, like, Ash is going to be 100% stronger than New Year's Volkner, because New Year's Volkner is really freaking good. It's going to be, you know, you need to be really nice to be better than this guy, but I'd wager there's going to be a solid chance that the new 3rd year anniversary Master Fair Ash and Pikachu's might be better than this Volkner. I mean, it would be a real tragedy if it's not as good as this Volkner, but yeah, I mean, he's good, he's great, he's made my life so much easier, right, against like electric weak stages. But that being said, again, we're getting like 3 years anniversary Pikachu, and like, it's a Master Fair electric type striker, right? I mean, that's a good pick too, right? If you're really down bad electric types, I feel like you should probably go for that one instead. Dawn is still nice. She's definitely still nice, but I feel like units like an SS Brendan could. I would just say like if you were to pick between, all right, I need a special defense debuffer. and someone that could also help, buff some stats here and there. Do I want to go with Palatine's Dawn, or do I want to go for SS Brendan, right? Do I want to spend my resources on Brendan or Dawn? I would say you probably want to spend your resources on SS Brendan, right? He's just overall a better unit, right? And could also do the special defense debuffing as well, right? Obviously, she also debuffs, physical attack, so it's different. It is a bit of apples and oranges of a comparison, but I mean, we don't have that many one-to-one comparisons over here. So I guess you also have like Lucian as an option as well from the normal scouts, which Lucian I guess does is a bit more similar in terms of just the debuffing aspect, not the buffing aspect, but in terms of debuffing aspect, Lucian is pretty similar, and again he is just in the spotlight, so I wouldn't really go for Palatine's Dawn here either. NY Lillie I definitely would not recommend, right? She has a lot of issues. First of all, her buffs are like relatively bad. I mean, she has a pretty rare buff in like evasion buff, which you don't see too often. But like outside of that, her value is relatively low. Yeah, she has max crit buffs, but nowadays there's a lot of max crit buff units, right? She has some pretty critical failures in her kit. One being she is a 3-gauge move user and a very slow unit, a very slow support. That's kind of death sentences for supports nowadays, right? If you're both slow and you don't help gauges too much, right? And then you have like a 3-gauge move, that's a killer, right? So she's okay, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't put her very, very high, unfortunately. Mei is solid. This Mei is solid. She does have like one really annoying thing, which is her first sync is kind of she has the Pidgeot syndrome, right? The Pidgeot, Pidgeot's not even like that bad, but like you have to sync with her. You have to sync with her if you want her to go do damage. Once you do sync with her and then you start doing damage, she goes crazy, right, with those high jump kicks. But before that, you have to waste a normal sync over here instead of either going for a EX support sync or like a tech nuke or even, some other nuke. Like, you just don't have that with Mei, which is kind of a bummer. But like outside of that, she is definitely very, very nice because for a striker that does really, really good damage, she could also buff your team's speed, right? You have potions, defense buffs, like those are really, really nice for a striker to have. And especially if we're going to be getting like fighting zones soon with the upcoming anniversary Cynthia, right? That could definitely be a very, very nice duo to run, but we'll see, right? Again, I do feel like that one thing does hold Mei back quite a bit, so I wouldn't really recommend Mei either. And again, also same thing with NY Volkner. Well, not exactly the same thing with NY Volkner, but similar circumstances in that, yeah, we're probably going to be getting like a crazy, unless it's steel type, right? So yeah, it's not as confirmed as NY Volkner, but most likely we'll be getting a very, very good fighting type damage dealer in the anniversary Cynthia, so it won't be that big of a deal. Mei Serena, I still feel like it's pretty good, alright? It's just that like fairy types overall are pretty bad, so it makes Mei Serena seem a bit better. But yeah, I mean, she's probably one of the better fairy type damage dealers in the game. Would I pick her over Summer Marnie? I'd say Summer Marnie is probably better individually, and then this Mei Serena is probably a bit better when you put her, on a team, right? She helps her teams out a bit more, but Mei Marnie is probably the better, more, individual fairy type damage dealer. So it really depends on what you really want over there. Full Morty, I really wouldn't go for. He is relatively limited, right? He has a lot of issues. First of all, again, you do have to sync with him. His MP situation is not the best. Plus, his damage is just not good. Even with all those restrictions, all those set up, he still just doesn't give you like that good of an output, which kind of sucks. So, anyways, Burger-P, I know people value Burger-P a lot. I'm personally just not very high on him. Never been very, very high on him. He has the same issue that SS Blue has, whereas his buffs are very, very slow to come to you, right? You could get them, yeah, you could say, oh, this guy buffs so many stats. Yeah, but it takes a while, right? And it is relatively RNG. Again, I'm mainly talking about the offensive stats, right? Defensively, as a support, is pretty nice there, but like offensively, maybe not as much, right? Maybe not as much. Moving on, Gloria and Teleon, she is really, really nice, especially, with SS Chris, but on the other hand, like, any water type special damage dealer is really freaking good with SS Chris. But I think she's especially good with SS Chris, mostly because like SS Chris just helps her out like a lot. Well, I mean, more so SS Chris, like she is good with SS Chris, not like the other way around, right? SS Chris definitely has better comps than with Glory, but I feel like most people again do have good enough water type damages, not really have to consider this a Glory unless again you really like the character or unit or whatever. This Grimmstar we already talked a bit about, right? Very nice, very nice fairy type damage dealer, right? All that stuff. She could tank really well. She's very good for Battle Villa for those who care, right? So there's that. Although there's a banner up right now who is even better for Battle Villa, named you know, SS Steven. Moving on, Holiday Leon is really good as a ice type damage dealer. He is I'd say he's definitely the strongest ice type damage dealer in the game. He is AoE though, but he does have the very nice freeze AoE freeze chance. That is very cool. It's basically SS Leaf's poison passive except for like freeze, which is pretty dope, right? So yeah, Ice Q is the best hail setter, I'd say. All right, the best hail setter. She could tank like physical moves pretty well. Like it's a really weird meme setup, but you could do it. Her own damage is relatively good. Her big downside, I would say her big downside is the fact that she, like, her nuke isn't that good. It would have been much better if she actually had like a really nice nuke, I'd say. Right, that would complement the hail team out a lot, but she doesn't, which is very odd because usually techs, you know, have big thing that techs are known for is their big nukes, and she doesn't really have that for some reason, right? And then Palatine's B gets overlooked a bit, but I do feel like she's actually really nice. I mean, she'd give you physical and special move up next, right? She gives you hail obviously as well. Yeah, I mean, she could flinch. She's a really nice support, I think. And last one, Palatine's Marnie. This is the one you should pick. All that stuff I've talked about, if you do not have Palatine's Marnie, this is the one you should pick. She is by far the strongest seasonal. I don't think anyone is even close. This is not a it's not a competition. It's Palatine's Marnie and then everyone else. Palatine's Marnie not only is a zone setter, right? She's the only seasonal zone setter in the game. Even if you compare her against like other zone setters, I'd put her up against like any of the other zone setters, right? I think the only like one that I'd say definitely is better would be Lucas, but like outside of Lucas, you want me to compare Palatine's Marnie to like any of the other zone setters? Yeah, let's go. I really think Palatine's Marnie is that freaking good, right? She works very well. She has like the anti like SE Ingo issue where like SE Ingo just like works super well with like this like one bug unit, which is Emmett, which, you know, fair, Ingo Emmett, right? Makes sense. But like it works terribly with like all the other bug type units, right? But Marnie is like the anti that, where she works well with like almost every like steel unit in the game. She's that good with them, right? Not only again her damage, personal damage is very good. Her nuke is very nice. The debuffs all help very well. Her duo with Kimono Grimsley is insanely powerful, right? Her chance to flinch as well. This is the one you want to pick. All that other gibberish I talked about, those other units. Oh, okay, if you really need one of the other ones, or if you already have, you know, Palatine's Marnie, then okay, what I said earlier was obviously still relevant. But if you don't have Palatine's Marnie, all right, if you don't have Palatine's Marnie, and you don't have like a really big need in any of the other things I just said, pick Palatine's Marnie. It's not that difficult, guys. This is not that difficult of a decision, man. If you want a good freaking unit, right? Unless again, if you're picking for favorites, then go for that, right? But like if you want a good unit, you don't have Palatine's Marnie, that is the one. There's a correct answer over here, and that is Palatine's Marnie. But anyways, let me get my pull in over here, right? Because you do get to pick one at the end, so it's the whole point. I mean, you don't get to pick one. Why the hell are you pulling with this? Because like the individual rates are really low, right? I mean, it's just, I think it's like all these units combined for like a 2% or something. But oh, we did get a door here, so maybe we can get an extra one here. Nope, that's just regular Dawn. Would have been nice if it was Palatine's Dawn. Actually, do I have Palatine's Dawn maxed out? I don't know. So I remember. But yeah, I mean, this is not a very hard decision if you don't have Palatine's Marnie. All right. Anyways, oh well, that's fine, I guess. But yeah, if you're wondering, if you thought, oh, Post is gonna pick up NY Sabrina. Wrong. I already have NY Sabrina 5 out of 5. I 5 out of 5 her like as soon as her banner came out. We didn't do any of the 3 out of 5 stuff. We went straight for 5 out of 5. Like, who do you take me for? All right, 5 out of 5 already maxed out with straight up pulls, not even like move candy or whatever, right? So yeah, personally, I'm gonna go pick up one. Poundhouse Marnie myself, practice what I preach over here, right? Again, she's just like on another level, right? All the other seasonal units, there's some really good seasonal units out there, right? I mean, NY Volkner is very good, right? The Holiday Leon, right? The Poundhouse B, Nessa, they're all nice, but they are not Poundhouse Marnie. Is the only issue. Okay, this is not a very difficult decision. So anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope y'all gentlemen guys think in the comments down below, like, enjoy the videos from our channel, some more Pokemon content, all that stuff. Have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.